Welcome back to Dirty 20, everybody. Today we take a look at the latest release from Wizards of the Coast. Mordenkainen presents Monsters of the Multiverse. Let's get on with the show. Okay, so I lied. Couple of weeks ago, I said this. But I already own them, so the fact that I can't get this book separately from these two books is a little bit of an issue. I feel like I'm probably going to wait till I can get it separately, but I changed my mind, and I took the plunge. I would love to tell you that I read an article that explained all the changes they're making, and I thought, oh, that's a book that I just have to own. Or maybe that there's a new monster or a new lineage. But the truth is, the covers are shiny. That's it. And that's okay. If you just like the look of a book and don't really intend to use it at the table, go for it, I say. But today I wanted to take a quick look through Mordenkainen Presents Monsters of the Multiverse and see some of the things that they've been talking about at Wizards of the Coast for myself, and share with you my feelings about them. Next week, I will take a side-by-side look at Xanathar's Guide to Everything and Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, and the things that they have changed from the previous editions of the book. But let's dive in and take a look at Monsters of the Multiverse. Okay then, guys, so here we have it. Mordenkainen Presents Monsters of the Multiverse. And first off, I just want to kind of point you to this beautiful cover, which is kind of what sold me on it. I don't know if you can see, but it has a kind of foil effect to it. Anybody who plays Magic the Gathering will know what I'm talking about. But it's really nice. I like it a lot in terms of just how it looks. And the cover artwork is really, really nice. You've got Mordenkainen there riding a Kirin with an astral dreadnought chasing him through the astral plane. Now, the reason why I really like this cover, because I remember I was talking about the kind of special edition cover, but I decided against it because, I'll be honest, the artwork is a little bit cartoony, and we'll see some examples in here of what I'm talking about. You'll also kind of notice that, I think some bits of art are being reused. I mean, I kind of expect it to a certain degree, and it's not like egregious or anything of the like, but, worth pointing out. Now, let's have a quick look at the contents page, where you can see, essentially, there are two chapters. You've got Chapter 1, which is Fantastical Races, and then Chapter 2, which is the Bestiary. There is a little bit more further on in the appendix, the monster lists. Let's take a real quick look at that first, and you can see what they are. And essentially, they are the monsters that are in the book put into lists. The first one being by type, creature types, so aberrations, dragons, fiends, humanoids, all those different types. Then you've also got stat blocks by challenge rating, in order to kind of build encounters and the like. I'll be honest though, I use the website, which allows you to kind of put things into lists and the like. And now I've got to kind of look it up real quick. Kobold Fight Club, that's right. Kobold Fight Club is where you can kind of sort all the creatures that they have from all sources that are there into types, challenge rating, and also by kind of environment, which is kind of this last way that they've put things into order. But it is nice, if you're looking for, well, for example, my homebrew is in a city, so urban creatures. Here it gives me a bunch of different challenge ratings that I can use from the book. And yeah, I mean, nice. Now, if we go early on in the using this book and the kind of the opening of chapter 1 with fantastical races, and you can see here ability score increases, and this is kind of where things have kind of been moving along in terms of things changing rules wise. And you have all these different playable races that you can use. Ability score increases. When determining your character's ability scores, increase one score by 2 and increase a different score by 1, or increase 3 different scores by 1. Follow this rule regardless of the method you use to determine the scores, such as rolling or point buy. And then it talks about the quick build and stuff. But that's kind of the direction that they're taking things in, and I like it. I don't think there's anything strange about it. It means that you can make a good barbarian halfling now. You know, you don't have to, you know, technically stick with Goliath. But yeah, some of the things that I'm kind of excited for. So I never got the Wild Beyond the Witchlight, which was a recent adventure in the Feywild. And they have here a Harengon on page number 22. And these are the bunny people, which I think are pretty cool. And you can see here the way they've laid it out for the fantastical races. You've got the little kind of description about them. Again, not very much, obviously. But then you also have the traits. Gives you character type. For the Harengon, a humanoid. It also tells you your size. In this case, you can choose medium or small. Walking speed. And then some of the kind of little traits which impact how your character is going to be playing. So, for example, hair trigger. You can add your proficiency bonus to your initiative rolls. Leporine senses. You have proficiency in the perception skill. Lucky footwork. When you fail a dexterity saving throw, you can use your reaction to roll a d4 and add it to the save, potentially turning a failure into a success. You can't use this reaction if you're prone or your speed is 0. And then finally, rabbit hop. As a bonus action, you can jump a number of feet equal to 5 times your proficiency bonus without provoking opportunity attacks. You can't use this trait only if your speed is greater than 0. You can use it a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, and you regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. All cool little traits. Now, I didn't have this particular fantastical race, so yeah, it's nice. It's nice to have it now in a book. But some of the things that they have done, for example, is with the elves and their trances. So, all elves, whether it's the sea elf or a Shadar-kai, have this feature, which is the trance, right? And in the past, it was just essentially this part. You don't need to sleep, and magic can't put you to sleep. You can finish a long rest in 4 hours if you spend those hours in a trance-like meditation, during which you retain consciousness. So that hasn't changed. But this next little bit has, and it is quite interesting. Whenever you finish this trance, you can gain 2 proficiencies that you don't have, each one with a weapon or a tool of your choice selected from the player's handbook. You mystically acquire these proficiencies by drawing them from shared elven memory, and you retain them until you finish your next long rest. So, you know, that's a pretty cool addition. That's a nice little change, and it makes me kind of want to revisit some of the races that I've played in the past, such as the Tabaxi, or some of the others that I've never really looked at, like the Shifter. Now, let's have a look at the Bestiary, and we're going to jump to one of the things that I'm particularly kind of excited for, which starts on page 99. and that is new Drow monster stat blocks. So, for example, we have the Drow Arachnomancer, and just the artwork is so fantastic. Hasn't really let me down in that sense. If you have a look at these stat blocks, you will notice that the layout is ever so slightly different. I think it's much improved, actually, because essentially what you have now is you have it divided into, you know, the features of the particular monster, but then you have action, bonus action, and if they have a reaction, you have reaction kind of at the bottom, right? And I like that because it tells you, much like a character, like a player character, the things you can do as actions, bonus actions, and then finally a reaction. Also, I noticed that spellcasting, once again, has been much improved. The layout is so much better. So now it says, the Drow casts one of the following spells, requiring no material components and using charisma as the spellcasting ability. And it's just quite a small list of spells. In the past, you had a ginormous list of spells, and even like the Arachnomage, you can still see it's quite a small list, which makes it just easier to run. You just know that you have those few spells, you can use kind of one, and, you know, that's kind of it. But yeah, we have a couple of new Drow types. Favored consort, although I'm not sure about that fashion vest and the sandals.
What are those?
A Drow house captain, an inquisitor, a matron mother. This is very cool. I've been wanting one of these for a while. And again, although, you know, she's a CR20, so obviously super high difficulty, high challenge. But you've got, you know, a fairly small spell list, not like this number of slots like you have in some of the monster manuals. We've been kind of going through them. And then a Drow Shadow Blade, which sounds really kind of cool. And then you've got the Duergar, which look really cool also. I kind of like anything that, you know, allows me to have more variety in my encounters. So something like this, you know, where I have some Duergar stat blocks in the monster manual, but now I have more variety. I can make more interesting, you know, encounters. Now, so, you know, I was talking about the artwork a little bit, and, you know, okay, they're fairies, but there does seem to be a slight kind of move to a slightly more kind of cartoon-like look to some of the artwork. And, you know, horses for courses, as they say. Different people like different things. But personally, I kind of like the darker stuff, like on the front cover. Other things that I'm excited for, on page 122, we have the Elemental Myrmidons, which look really cool. I think they'd be fun to run. Also on page 117, you've got Eladrin, which are different kinds of elves and stuff, which I really like. What else? We've also got, oh yeah, page 163. We've got some kobolds. Some different kinds of kobolds. Again, I like the idea of being able to do a nice combat encounter using different types of kobolds. And then on page 259, you have something that's quite cool, which is different types of wizards from different schools. So the different types of wizards from the abjuration, conjuration, divination, all the different kinds of schools. Now, the one thing that I kind of wish they had done, which is in the monster manual and we did a video on, is just a whole section of useful stat blocks, like Appendix B, non-player characters in the monster manual, the Bobs of D&D, which, are kind of spread through here. You've got the wizards, for example. You've also got like a warlord, a warlock. So they're in here, a war priest, but you've kind of got to find them rather than having this kind of nice and handy appendix like you have in the monster manual. But there we have it, guys. Monsters of the Multiverse. There we have it, lovely people. What are your thoughts on Monsters of the Multiverse? Will you be weak like me and get yourself the Rule expansion box set? Don't forget to join us next time when we do that side-by-side with Xanathar's Guide to Everything and Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, looking at the previous editions and these new editions. Until next time, take care and keep slaying. If you've enjoyed this content, then please smash that like button, subscribe, share this around online, and come and visit our website, www.lavictoriaproductions.com, to see all our past episodes, as well as our blog posts and all the stuff that we're currently working on at La Victoria Productions. Why not reach out to us and tell us what you think of our videos? You can reach us on Twitter. @MouthLaVictoria is our producer. We are also on Instagram. I am Enano LVP, and our producer is Jazzy J. Cherot. We're also La Victoria Productions on Facebook and LinkedIn. Come on by and let us know what you think.